welcome back to Clever TV. I'm Jocelyn Davis with Dana Ward.
Hey guys.
And today we have a very special treat for all those Twihards out there watching, because joining us in the studio is Tinsel Korey, aka Emily Young from the Twilight Saga. Whoa, you're here! So exciting. So I know we were kind of like chit-chatting before we started shooting, but I think fans would love to know how you got this role, because there's so many people out there watching who want to get into acting, and obviously the Twilight Saga is one of the biggest things in the past, decade probably. So how did you come upon this role?
Well, Renee Haynes, she was doing the Wolfpack casting, and she had casted me in Into the West, which is a Spielberg miniseries a while back. So my name came forward for this, and I was living in Arizona at the time. I flew out into LA, did the audition with Chris White and the other casting director, and like the room was so small. Like, you could have sat down, and I would have sat down on Chris White. Like, it was that like, hey, how's it going? It was that uncomfortably small. And I did the audition. I totally thought I messed it up. I like left like after not crying in the audition room. Oh, that sucks.
Oh no.
I like went outside and I was just like devastated. I thought I totally had messed it up. And then like a day or two later, I was in a short list, which is like a small list of people that they're thinking about. And then like a week or two later, I was like cast as the role.
One audition. One audition. That's amazing. Is that normal for the film industry?
It depends. Like, normally there's a callback. Sometimes there's like a chemistry test or screen test or whatever. I know the boys went through tons of different auditions, and I think Julia did for Leah, but I lucked out.
Awesome, girl.
Lucky girl. So at the time, did you know that Twilight was going to be this big phenomenon with such a cult-like fan following? Or at what point did you realize that it would be?
I didn't really know anything about the Twilight Saga. My little sister was like a fan of it, so I wanted to get the movie more for her than I did for myself. And even while we were shooting, it wasn't at the level of like fame. Like, it was still famous, but not like how it is right now.
Yeah.
So I remember Kristen talking to me, and she's like, you can't really even prepare yourself for what's about to happen. So it's like I didn't really know what it was completely when I got it.
So Kristen kind of had an idea then.
Yeah, she's known.
like a psychic.
Well, I mean, even when she got cast, because Bella was such a a huge character that people related to, like her probably going through the casting process and the way that the fans reacted to her, stuff like that. So she'd gone through all that kind of stuff.
So you joined the cast, and like most of the guys had already been cast, all the Wolfpack guys. What was it like joining that antic-filled group? Because I've heard they like to have a good time on and off the set.
Well, we were all cast at the same time,
Yeah.
so the Wolfpack stuff. So, I mean, we all were just kind of getting our bearings on each other and like trying to find a chemistry and stuff like that. And Chaske and I went out to Starbucks and like, talked about our characters and things like that. And I remember like being in, I can't remember, one of the boys' hotels room. This sounds bad already. And they were like all Googling each other.
No.
I love that.
Because it was just, that first part, I mean, Tyson had never, done an acting role on film, either in Kiowa. It was like all this level of film was like all very new for most of us. So I never Googled myself, but they were all like, oh my God, that person said what? It was really funny. I don't think they do that anymore.
That's hysterical. Oh my goodness. So now we're coming up on Breaking Dawn 1 and 2. What can we expect to see from your character? Is it going to be really similar to what we read in the books, or is there going to be anything different that you could tell us about?
I can't. Obviously, they keep us tight-lipped.
We don't want to get you in trouble.
Basically, Emily has been kind of really sweet up until this point. And I know a lot of people didn't like Emily from the books, but people were like, when I met you, or like I saw you and I actually liked her. Breaking Dawn for Emily, I think people might not like me a little bit, just because I'm sort of like the pain to Leah's existence.
Yes, exactly.
Love it. And what was it like working with the makeup, for example? Because Emily obviously has a scar on her face, a very visible scar. Did you spend hours in the makeup chair?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the process like?
Enough said, yes.
It depends. We had 3 different makeup teams. So for New Moon, it was 3 to 4 hours because they had a couple test runs, like days where we tested out the makeup. For Eclipse, they threw me in the chair, and it was like the first time that they got to see me. So it took 8 hours the first day, 5 hours the next, and then like they got down to 2 or 3. And then Breaking Dawn, they had some new sort of like application thing that they put on, and it only took 2 hours. So they got it down by the last movie, but it was like each different movie was a completely different makeup system.
Makeup-wise, would you rather go through that or have to be one of the vampires with the contacts, the white skin?
I heard the contacts are like really uncomfortable, so I don't know if I'd want to go that. I don't know. The whole makeup process, I guess, is weird for both. I think you're trying to ask if I want to be on the vampire side. So
hey, if you want to go there, Tinsel, if you're gonna go there, go for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you're werewolf through. You're team wolf.
No, but if you were gonna be a vampire, which vampire would you want to play?
Jane.
Jane, why?
'Cause she's so evil.
She's bad.
I know. I'm so nice in like real life that like she's so evil.
I know, that Dakota Fanning. Did you guys get to like interact at all with the vampires? I know that the wolves, obviously, and everyone surrounding the wolf pack film their scenes probably separately, but were you guys just totally on separate schedules, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I barely saw the Cullens. Like, I saw Robert, every once in a while just walking around when he's getting makeup tests or if they'd shot something else. But most of the Cullens, I never saw them. I never saw the Volturi at all. And the high school kids were completely separate segments. So it was almost like you're filming different movies.
But from what I hear, you guys had so much fun together, and all the boys that you worked with, or men, I should probably say, seem like they're just so silly and fun, and you guys just have a blast together. What was it like behind the scenes?
It's like that. Like, what you see on screen is what you see off screen. Like, we're pretty much just jokesters and like a family. And I think we do a lot of these Twilight conventions, so we're able to sort of like nurture our relationships with each other. So yeah, we're just constantly playing jokes on each other, even like when we're not shooting. Like when we meet each other outside of it. Like there was this one time where Kaiwa, I was opening for his band that he had, and he left his laptop on the table unattended with me.
Did you hack his Twitter or something?
No. So his like drummer was like on it. He leaves, comes back, and I had changed his homepage to Fabio's website.
Oh, hello.
That's fabulous.
But so like a month and a half later, I was like, I was like, how's Fabio? He's like, that was you?
Oh, he had no clue.
Kaiwa had no idea like whatsoever. He was like, I don't know how to change it back. So Fabio's like, I'm really popular right now.
Twilight actors right now.
Oh my god.
So I'm just as bad as the boys, probably.
Hold it down for the girls. Are you sad at all that the saga is ending, or is it like a bittersweet thing for you?
I don't even think it's
kind
really
of?
like hit me.
Yeah.
It was really like the filming process of like when we left. It was like all really quick. And so I don't think it really has hit me that it's like ended yet. And because there's so much more press and stuff that we're doing, and because we're doing the convention still, so I don't know. I guess maybe when the spotlight on Twilight like then starts to go, maybe I'll feel it. But I'm not really focusing on that.
How have things changed for you since booking this iconic role of Emily in the Twilight Saga?
I mean, work-wise, like I've always worked as an actor steadily, so I don't know if that's increased or decreased, but the amount of attention that like now is on me and people like trying to find out, like, that has increased, which is a little weird because I'm like focused really on my craft and not sort of like the fame side of it. Like fame sort of like not weirds me out like in a negative way, but I don't get it necessarily.
You're not like seeking it out.
I'm not seeking it out.
Yeah.
So it's like that's been different, but I've had like amazing experience with the fans. Like this girl Aurora in Scotland, she's 10 years old, and she's just like the biggest ball of like sunshine. And like I had my birthday last year at Chuck E. Cheese, and she like came by, and she's from Scotland, and she's just like, oh, I never had Chuck E. Cheese before. It's really good. And she's just like, like the sweetest thing. We played skee ball for like 7 hours, like stuff like that. Like that means more to me. That means more to me than like the red carpets and like all the cameras and stuff like that. So that's what like I hold true to my heart with this experience.
That's nice.
Being able to connect with people all over the world.
Yeah.
I want to know what it is like walking down the red carpet for any of these premieres, because we've witnessed it. It's insane, and we're not actually on the red carpet like you are. What is it like?
Like just driving up to like seeing that many people is like whoa, and then you walk out, the limo door opens, and it's like and you're like channeling my inner Oprah. What would Oprah do in this moment? And you just like
WWOD.
it's so great. I don't know. You just kind of like go into it and go, wow, this is just my life at this moment. I think most of the time you're trying not to like trip, because I would be that person that would totally fall. But when I was on the carpet, I was like, oh, the other thing that happens, which is really interesting, is that like when you're smiling, like it's really tough to hold that smile for like a while. It's like your face starts shaking like, after a while.
So natural looking, right?
So like I've now mastered the technique. I'm like, how do you do this where your face doesn't start shaking? So you have to like not smile and then you smile again. But anyway, so that's another thought that goes through your head. You're like,
Well, I've always wondered, like, when you see people on the red carpet, and sometimes they're just like this, just
because
like,
it
why are
hurts.
they smiling?
smile,
And now
that's
I
why.
know.
Because you're like literally your face muscles will start to like
jiggle.
spasm.
Oh my
Man,
gosh,
you gotta
it's so
get your
funny.
face muscle workout on.
You really do. But like, so the eclipse one was actually really like a nice moment for me because Nikki was ahead of me, and so there's all these photographers taking pictures, and she stopped and she had a moment with me on the carpet just to like act with me, and I thought it was such a beautiful thing because like actresses don't do that with each other a lot, and she just had a moment and we had an appreciation for each other as actresses, and like there was camera going. It was really surreal but really beautiful at the same time.
That's so great to
Yeah.
hear. We love like hearing about girls really empowering each other.
Yeah.
You know, because it doesn't happen out there enough.
Yeah, we should all support each other.
It's true.
Now, last question. I'm curious to know. There's Midnight Sun, which is this book that Stephanie Meyer started, which is from Edward's perspective. It has never come out. Just like
Right.
part of it was released. Would you like to maybe see that be turned into a film, or the book be finished? And would you ever like consider returning and doing that?
Yeah, of course I
Yeah.
no, I don't want to be part. Yeah, like, what? Yeah, I'd be a part of it, and like I hope it came out. The whole story of that, she didn't release it.
unfortunate,
It's
yeah.
very unfortunate that happened. But I'm sure the fans would love it. So like whatever the fans want, they should get.
Exactly.
And why do you think Twilight has become the phenomenon that it has become?
I think it's the first time that a film like this, sci-fi genre, like has been focused towards females. Like Star Wars, not Harry Potter necessarily, Lord of the Rings, they were all focused towards a male audience. And this is the first time that a film like this has been focused towards females. And I think females have just appreciated that. And I think that's why you're seeing it in the box office.
Oh, most definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming by.
thank you.
And we're super excited to hear about your music as
Yes.
well. So you guys stick with us right here at Clever TV. We're going to have a lot more with Tinsel Korey, all about Twilight, her music, and a whole lot more. I'm Jocelyn Davis with Dana Ward, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.